Not the first time NATO says it has concerns about China. While most eyes are on Russia and Ukraine, NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg is again talking about an alleged China threat. And now he says the 30-member alliance will consider China in its defense strategy. Speaking to NATO foreign ministers on Wednesday, he said Beijing had refused to condemn Russia's actions in Ukraine, and he accused China of questioning the right of nations to choose their own path. He pointed to China's growing influence and claimed it was pursuing coercive policies on the global stage. And he suggested that NATO should no longer be confined to the North Atlantic, saying global challenges demand global solutions. Well, NATO is a child of the Cold War. It grew from 12 members when founded in 1949 to 30 today, 2 in North America and 28 in Europe. It was created supposedly to counter the Soviet Union and later Moscow's allies in the Warsaw Pact. But when the Cold War ended, it expanded further east. Now even China is in its sight, the world's second largest economy and supposedly America's biggest strategic rival. China appeared on NATO's agenda in 2019 thanks to mounting pressure from the Trump administration that urged America's allies to adapt to what it called Chinese strategic competition, in particular the fields of 5G and technology. The same year, the alliance produced its NATO 2030 agenda, a global strategy with China as one of its targets. This will be a central talking point for the NATO summit on June. It requires a strong alliance between the US and EU to come together and impose a strategic awareness. But will NATO members agree to become a China-focused alliance? French president said NATO is an organization that concerns the North Atlantic. China has little to do with the North Atlantic. Last year, the 30 members called China a systematic challenge, but they have not reached a consensus on what actions they will take. The US wants a more head-on approach to China, but many Europeans are reluctant to risk their economic ties with China. For example, in 2021 alone, 41% of cars sold by Daimler, Volkswagen, and BMW went to China, according to Eurostat data. There's also general agreement on the need to work with China to deal with climate change. The United States and Europe might share a goal of containing China, but they haven't reached a consensus on how to do that. Even so, the US is the dominant force in NATO, able to impose its will. This is not just a weakening of European efforts for more independence, it's also a hijacking of a common European security and defense.